Share a secret. You are invited to anonymously contribute a secret to a group art project. Your secret can be a regret, fear, betrayal, desire, confession, or childhood humiliation. Reveal anything, as long as it is true and you have never shared it with anyone before. I told my husband I had to work late, but I went to see a movie by myself instead. I can't decide if I've stayed in the same job for 10 years because of loyalty, stupidity, laziness, or fear. I spent my childhood wishing I was an adult, and now I spend my adulthood wishing I were a child. These secrets aren't mine, and they weren't written by members of our congregation, but I am sure they could have been. In 2004, a man named Frank Warren printed 3,000 postcards inviting strangers to share a secret by writing on the card and mailing it to his home address. He distributed them in subway stations, left them in art galleries, and slipped them in between the pages of library books. Inspired by a dream, he had an idea that we would find answers in the secrets of strangers. Each week, Frank has posted 10 of these postcards on a blog online called Post Secret, which has become an international phenomenon. The secrets I just read are from this project. Frank has published over 20,000 secrets, calling them extraordinary confessions of ordinary people. And almost 700 million people have visited the site, viewing and internalizing these statements of depth and hope and pain. But not all of them are very intense. Some of them are actually quite funny. For those of you who can't see back there, this one reads, "I give decaf to customers who are rude to me." And it's written on the back of a Starbucks coffee cup. Tired this morning? Maybe you should have been a little nicer to your barista. I have been reading these secrets since Frank started posting them after learning about the project in a local newspaper when I was in college. He actually lives very close to my parents, and for a while, it felt like this cool local club. My sisters and I would sit around on Sunday mornings and look at the postcards and think about the people we knew who might have sent them in. Take this one, for example. "I wish my parents could see me for what I am instead of what I didn't become." When I read this secret for the first time, it was like a punch to the gut. I was 19. I had just decided to change my major from pre-med to Jewish studies. I had studied science my entire life, attended specialized schools, had excellent grades, and starred in my own home movie at age 3, dressed in my father's floor-length lab coat, announcing to my entire extended family that I was going to become a doctor. Choosing to leave that path was the hardest thing I had ever done. Not because Jewish studies was more difficult than biochemistry, it wasn't. Nor because I felt like I was making the wrong choice. I didn't. But because I felt as if my parents, who saw my life mapped out far into the future the same way I did, might be disappointed in me. My dad was a scientist. My uncles were doctors. My boyfriend, now husband, was a bio major too. And this was so far off the trajectory. I was terrified of the silence that I was sure would follow my announcement at home. This secret sent my mind racing in 1,000 directions, giving voice to something that I had been holding on to quietly in my thoughts for months. And my fear lost a little bit of power once I saw it written down. Or how about this one? This one reads, "I think what I need more than anything else in the world is to be told just once that a friend doesn't know what they would do without me." I know that many of us here can identify with this. In this era of tech-savvy e-communication, it has become more challenging than ever to forge real live connections with other people. And I think that most of us crave close relationships with others, and a lack thereof leaves us feeling alone. Have you lost touch with someone important to you because of your busy life? Perhaps you send a quick text every so often instead of picking up the phone. What kind of friend are you? Are you there in times of joy and sorrow, in times of crisis and celebration? Are you a good listener, loyal and honest? Are you compassionate, kind? Could you be better? This project is special because we find ourselves relating not only to the words on the card, but also to the senders themselves. Just because we didn't send in the postcard doesn't mean we can't intimately connect to its message. These people show us their innermost thoughts, and in exchange, we look inside ourselves and consider our own. Rosh Hashanah marks the head of the year, a fresh start, a new beginning. And starting last night, we have 10 days to better ourselves in order to really take advantage of the clean slate that the high holidays offer. We are supposed to turn inward, stir up all that stuff in there, figure out what we've done and who we are, and just get it all out. We call upon God as Bochen Levavot, the searcher of our hearts, to help us reveal what is weighing on our souls so that we can begin the process of teshuvah, of introspection and repentance. And once we have uncovered our own secrets, Judaism encourages us to cast them away, much like the post-secret community. We find mayim chayim, living waters, and we toss breadcrumbs and pocket lint from our hands, each bit symbolizing a personal burden. And this act of casting away secrets is one of healing. Or, in today's modern era, should you not have a stream nearby in which to toss your crumbs, there is an app for that. eScapegoat, a tablet magazine project, lets you tweet in your secrets, referencing an ancient Jewish practice of whispering sins to a goat and then exiling it into the desert. This app posts them online for everyone to read, anonymously of course, and then these secrets are exiled, cast out into the unknown, untamable wilderness that is the internet. A few examples. I resent not being a stay-at-home mom, but I don't want to relinquish financial control. I lie about my past to make it more exciting. Sometimes, when I think I'm being clever, I'm actually being cruel. They could all have come from post-secret. They could all have come from any of us. And that is the draw, the reason that ordinary people make anonymous confessions, that once the secrets are out there, they weigh less heavily on the sender because we identify with them. We find comfort in their struggles and perhaps even dole out a measure of forgiveness. There is a sense of release as the secret goes public. And when we read each other's secrets, we take away their power in our own lives as well. The best weeks are when I read my own secrets on the blog, even though I didn't send them in. To know that someone else has been there, has articulated the words in my heart, makes me feel stronger, almost like I'm part of a virtual support group. And I know that if this one person's secret, which is also my own, made it onto the blog, then there must be millions of people out there just like us. And then it seems a little less scary. I can't help but think of the vidui, the confession that we recite together during the high holidays. Even if we have not committed the sins of arrogance, bigotry, and cynicism, of deceit and egotism, flattery and greed, all the way through zeal for bad causes, we say them together as a community, beating our chests with each word. Why do I confess to sins I have not committed? Because as a people, we are guilty of these things. They are somebody's secrets, and we all read them together to share the burden. Kol Yisrael Aravim Zeh Bezeh. We are all responsible for one another. So, what's your secret? This is not mine. I am going to send each of you home with a blank postcard, complete with the instructions that Frank gave out when he first distributed them to strangers. You can throw them away, or you can take the next 10 days to really think about the statement or secret or message burning inside of you. Maybe you will sit with your family at the dining room table and create your postcards together. Maybe you will sit alone instead. And maybe you'll never put anything down on the card, but you'll reach out to someone or pick up the phone. And maybe the car ride home from services will be filled with lively discussion about the past and future. I hope in some way that you decide to take part in this project, and I am committed to sharing this experience with you. I will send in my secret over the next 10 days, and I will look for yours on the blog. And perhaps together, we will find answers in the secrets of strangers. For some of your secrets, naming them, writing them down, posting them, thinking about them, that is enough. You will share this part of yourself and bring it to the forefront of your thoughts as the new year begins. And for others, it will mean taking action, having that tough conversation and making some real changes. Sometimes, sending Frank a postcard in the mail just doesn't cut it. And here is a good example. This secret reads, "My friend is bulimic. I'm scared to confront her about it. Instead, I made this postcard for millions of people to see. I am a coward." Rabbi Jack Reimer tells the story of a rabbi who, after a funeral, could not get the mourner to leave the grave. The rabbi tried to lead the man away, but he would not go. The rabbi said, "The service is over now. I'm sorry, you have to leave." But the man shook his head and said, "You don't understand. I loved my wife." The rabbi responded, "I'm sure you loved her very much, but the service is over now. The cemetery workers need to clean up. You need to go." Again, the man shook him off and said, "You don't understand. I loved my wife." As comforting as he could be, the rabbi again said, "I understand. And I imagine this is very difficult, but still, you need to leave." The man shook him off again and said, "But you don't understand. I loved my wife, and once I almost told her." The high holidays are our chance to finally tell the people we care about all of the things we keep meaning to say, even if it's hard, even if it hurts, before it's too late. It is our responsibility as Jews to move beyond the secret and to take action to make things right. I hope that between now and Yom Kippur, while you are sharing your secrets and reaching out, that you realize that the things that make us feel isolated are often the very things that make us all the same. One last secret. This one reads, "For the past 2 years, I've liked the person I'm becoming less and less. I am changing that today. Today is the day. May this holy day inspire us to share our secrets, to learn from others, and to commit ourselves to renewal. May we trust each other enough to share our burden and be loving enough to do the same for others. Shana Tova Umetuka. May the new year be a sweet year for us." And together we say, Amen.